Holy crap, we got a lot of stuff. All right, so let's just go on ahead and dive in. All right, so today and yesterday, and we're doing things a little bit different now. We're gonna do haul videos and what sold videos weekly instead of like grouping them all together, because that just makes for some insane videos, and I don't think any of us really want that. So let's just start with what we grabbed. Let's do yesterday's haul. Okay, so yesterday I went to Goodwill, and it was funny because when I checked out, one of the guys who normally does the pricing was there, and he took a look at these and he said, oh my God, he said, those are amazing. He's like, how much are you paying for those? And I paid this, I took the sticker off because I logged it. But I paid $4.99 for these, $4.99 for these. And he's like, whoa, he said, I totally would have priced those at like $20, $25 easy. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. They are carved, and I think they're machine carved because I've seen other ones online and they're pretty similar. So I'm pretty sure these are machine carved lion head bookends, and there's 2 of them. They are in just absolutely stunning condition. They're really heavy, so they're gonna be really great bookends for somebody. And now I've seen prices online anywhere between $50 and like $150. I saw one for $300, but I think he might be dreaming on those. I gotta do some more research, but essentially I love these things. I absolutely love these things. So we'll just set them in the floor, because otherwise I will knock them over with my hands. We've all seen this happen. Okay, this next one, I'm very excited about this. I was at Value Village, and I might go back and forth. Value. I've got a couple of things. We'll see. Okay, so someone obviously had to give up their pennants. I don't know for what reason, but they gave up some really cool pennants. I actually picked up about 5 of them because Value Village does tend to price things a little bit higher. So I actually picked up only about 5 of them. I got halfway to my house back home, and I realized I'm going to lose sleep if I don't go back and grab all of them. Generally speaking, they're not worth a lot, but I just think they're so cool. I'm a terrible buyer. I'm like, that's just too cool to pass up. Generally, the majority of these are gonna go for about double what I paid for them. So this one says Bangor, Maine, and I paid $4 for this one. It's probably gonna go for about $10 to $12. It's in absolute beautiful condition. I'm gonna try to get through these fast because we do have a lot of them. So I'll just put them down there. This one's my favorite because I'm a Texan. I was born and raised in Bryan, Texas, and in Corpus Christi, Texas. So I'm a Texan, very, very proud of it. So this is Killeen, Texas. It is from Fort Hood. I just think it's really, really cool. And I know that there are some Texas military families who are really gonna enjoy this one. So I paid $5 for this one. This one was actually a steal. I paid $5 for this one. I think it's probably gonna sell for closer to 15 to 20. But I love it. Okay, these are really small, but I really, really love them. This one's in a little bit rough shape. It's got the tip of it is a little bit torn, but I paid $3 for this one, and it says Mount Rushmore, and I love the colors. It's like this bright, I don't know, neon orange and yellow and blue. I absolutely adore them. This one is probably one of my favorites. It's just a Maine banner, so any of you Maine folks or people from Maine are gonna love it. Again, hot pinks, hot yellows, hot blues. Very, very 70s, maybe early 80s, but I think it's gonna be 70s on those. So Bangor, Maine, again with the Maine, and it's still got the little tabs to, oh, it's signed. I thought a man owned these. Anna, I'm sorry, I was being sexist. Anna has very good taste. So I paid $3 for these. This was Bangor, Maine, home of Paul Bunyan, obviously. And so yeah, that one's really, really cool. Now I want to check and see if no, that one can't be right. Okay, anyways, this one's Pendleton, Oregon, which I think is just adorable. And you can see some of these do have stains on them. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to try to do OxyClean on these or just leave as is. I cannot decide because they're so beautiful. This one's in practically mint condition minus the tip. Again, you can tell she hung these. She loved these. Bar Harbor, Maine. Bar Harbor. $3 for Bar Harbor, Maine. That's just really, really beautiful. Another thing that I really want to do is scan these in before I send them. I love to do that with certain things, especially if they fit in my little portable scanner. I want to scan these in, that way I've got, I don't know, documentation of what they look like. This one I thought was really, really cool. Vancouver Aquarium. I have seen 3 or 4 of these online. These generally go for about $15 to $20. And I got this one for about $4. So some of them I did pretty darn good on, and they're gonna be next to nothing to sell. These are a few of them that I left behind, but I went back and got them. But I left them behind, you'll see why. There are stains. It's a beautiful Alaska one. It's got the Inuits on it. It's got, I think it's a photograph of an Inuit circle, I believe. I can't tell what he's doing. He looks like he's jumping into the air. It's very hard to tell, but it's really beautiful. Oh, he's on a trampoline. That's awesome. All right, I'll show you. So I was trying to figure out what the guy in the red jacket, he looks like he's levitating above a crowd of people. I'm like, I don't know what's happening in this one. Too much peyote or something. But they're holding a trampoline, and I love it. I think it was a little bit harder to tell because it is faded. But I love it. It's $5 and it still has all of the information on the back. So Collector's Series, Imco, Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Anyways, I thought it was cool. So I paid $5 for that one. I don't know what that one retails for. Santa Monica Pier, also in a little bit of a rough condition. You can see some of the spots over here. It's just got a little bit of a wear issue. But this one looks very 1970s. I'll have to go back and do a little bit of, but it's a whole bunch of photographs from, oh, those aren't spots, those are trees. No, those are spots. Definitely spots. I thought they might be palm trees, just faded palm trees. No, they're definitely spots. And then the final one, this one's the most expensive one, and I think it only retails for $20. I'll have to do some more double checking on that, but it is the Los Angeles 1984 Olympic Games, and I got it for $10. So that one was the most expensive one. But anyways, it's kind of just a fun history pile, I think. You know, I'm not gonna make a whole bunch of money on them, but I will be able to make some sort of amount of money on them. So this one was, here, I got a few more from yesterday. I knew I had more. Okay, so I'm experimenting with clothing. I don't normally do clothing, but I saw these and I thought, why not? I'm gonna give it a shot. And I will make a little bit of profit on these, I believe. So this is an EVR jacket from the 1980s. Is that a, what is that? I don't know what that is. That's hard to tell. What is that? Oh, it's the shoulder pad. Oh my God, it's held on by Velcro. That's amazing. Okay, so it's like this bomber jacket from the 1980s. It has this absolutely wild print, just absolutely wild. It's just chains and belts, and it is the tackiest thing I think I've ever seen, and I'm in love with it. So although I couldn't pull it off fashion-wise, I do know that there are some people online that can, and I have documented the price tag on this one. I don't think I have it anymore, but I believe I paid like $5 for it, and it retails for between $20 and $30 online. So I will make profit on that one, absolutely. This is another one that I kind of thought I would guesstimate on and give it a shot. I don't think I have the tag on this one either, but it is a, yeah, I don't have it. It is a Howard Wolf jacket, so it's very, very, very 1980s. And he's kind of known for these crazy patterns. So this particular pattern has Indian, or let's see if I can focus here. Focus. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. It's over here on the shoulder. So you can see an Indian man riding a horse. There are Indian women on here as well. It's just beautiful Indian scenes. It's really beautiful fabric, but it's a little bit tacky. But I think it's a woman's coat. It's a really very busy woman's coat. Oh, there is a tag still on there. And I paid $7.99 for that one. And I believe it's about the same as the other. It retails for about $20, $25. So not a huge profit, but as far as paying to learn goes, it's profit enough. Okay. Let's see. That's all junk. Okay, so let's move on to today's, no, I still have some from yesterday. Haha. Okay, let's put you down there. I have 4 more things from yesterday. These need to be cleaned really, really badly. This one's actually really gross considering it's supposed to hold toothbrushes or sponges or things like that. It needs desperate cleaning. But it was half off of green, so I got this guy for $1. And he retails for about $15 online, $12 to $15 online. But you're supposed to put a sponge in him. So when you're working in the kitchen, you got a little sponge in there. So I need to clean him. He's in just absolutely grody, disgusting condition. But otherwise he doesn't have a chip on him. He just needs a little TLC. So I'm gonna put him down here so I don't lose him. The next thing, and I didn't know about these, I just thought it was really beautiful, and Christmas is a couple of months away, so I thought it was worth the gamble for $3. But it's a really beautiful dish, and I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see that. But you can see the glass is colored. That's not a sticker, that's not paint, it's colored glass. So it's a decently heavy, it's actually pretty light for a glass dish, but it would be beautiful with candy in it, or, you know, any kind of little Christmas tchotchkes in it. But it's just a Christmas tree with presents. And I did find one other one online. I actually still have it up on the screen. They're selling theirs for $15, which is pretty on par with what I thought it would be sold for, especially around the Christmas time. One thing to remember is that around the Christmas time, or around any holidays, my prices and a lot of people's prices tend to sneak up just a little bit around the holidays. So there are two types of thinking on that. You can sneak it up and sell it at a higher price, but the gamble is that it might not sell because somebody else might underprice you. Or you can underprice everybody and sell it fast, but for less of a profit. So it's totally up to you where you fall in those. I'm okay with hanging on to this stuff because I have a really good organizational process, which is in another video, so go find that one. I'll link to it below. But yeah, so really pretty little candy dish from the 1970s, I believe is what it was, mid-century, so actually it might be 50s. But it depends on if they were making that up or if that is true. So that's another thing. When you look up information on other people's listings, sometimes you need to take it with a grain of salt, because this, to me, it's beautiful, but it could be 50s, but I wouldn't be surprised if it were 80s or maybe 70s as well. So anyways, that is gorgeous. I will not be putting MCM on mine because I do not know if it's MCM. Unless I find something for sure. These guys say 1960s. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not putting it on there though because I don't know for sure. Okay, this I love. This is 1980s. Could be late 1970s actually, so I'll probably put 70s, 80s in the listing. I'm trying to be very, very, you know, honest. So this is a duck with a big old duck foot right in the middle. But this is a deviled egg holder, and I thought with Easter coming up next year, I know we've still got like 6 months, but might as well get that stuff listed. One thing that the one thing that I don't know how many people realize is that SEO isn't instantaneous. When you list something in Etsy or on eBay or on any of those platforms, they use very simple, or not simple, but they use traditional SEO like Google. So what you want to make sure that you're doing is listing things 2 or 3 months before that holiday comes around. So if I'm listing this now, it will definitely be sold before Easter. If I were to list this 1 month or 2 months before Easter, it would probably be sold. If I were to list this the week before Easter, there is very little chance that it would be sold because it wouldn't be actively showing. It wouldn't be the top of the SEO search pile. This guy, for example, we have Halloween coming up in 4 weeks. There's a very good chance he will not be sold. And the reason is, and I love his little pot belly. The reason is because the SEO, there are other people that have been in the system longer with just as good of keywords. So you're ranked based off of keywords, you're ranked based off of how many likes you get, and then also how many links are coming into your listing. But then you're also ranked based on how long your listing has been there. So that's generally speaking why something can sit for a month to a month and a half, and then all of a sudden it gains in popularity. People start favoriting it. People start liking it. People start asking questions about it because it's just now kind of being populated in with the rest of the stuff. So that's something to keep in mind. So Easter duck dish, I love him. He's from the he's had a little bit of use. You can see on the base he's been sat down a few times. No nicks or cracks. Just one thing to keep an eye out is on this lip, on any ceramic, on this lip at the bottom. You can tell when things are a little bit older because it just looks like it's been placed. It looks like it's been put down, placed, so it's got dirt on it. It's got a few little scratches, maybe a few little nicks in it. But that's something to keep an eye out, is how dirty is the rim that the product sits on. So this guy, it's not super filthy dirty, but it's dirty enough to tell me that it's probably been sitting around for 10 to 15 years. So I think he's probably from the 80s or the late 70s. That's when ducks were really, really, really popular. So yeah. I think it was McCloskey was the duck book guy. Anyways, Anyways, duck. I think he's probably gonna go for about $20 to $25. And I got him for $2. So he was a good find. He was a fun find. Let's move on to my little ghost friend. So this to me, and there's a reason I picked him up. He's just a regular ceramic ghost. He's not a light. He's nothing spectacular. He's not, you know, he's signed on the bottom. He was somebody's arts and crafts project. And we've talked about arts and crafts projects before. You only should pick up arts and crafts projects if you love them. If you're like, oh, that is fantastic, I need to own that. I'll put it up online, but I will not be disappointed if nobody buys it. That was this for me. So he's just a painted figurine. The reason I love him is because of his little ghosty beer belly right there. And I've always wondered if ghosts are real. I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they are. I have no idea. But if ghosts are real, why do they still wear clothes? Why do they still have beer bellies? Like, can they not lose weight in the ghost world? Can they not change clothes? Or why have clothes anyways? They came into the world naked and then they're forced to stay in the world clothed? It's very confusing. Anyways, I love this guy primarily because he has a little beer belly. He had a little too much of the cerveza in life. So I'm in love with that guy. Absolutely in love with him. I might keep him. My only problem is that I actually hate Halloween. Halloween is my least favorite holiday. For the month of October, I get very anxious because I just don't like Halloween. I can tell you why. It's stupid. The reason I hate Halloween is because I hate people dressed up as things that they shouldn't be dressed up as. So I hate Comic-Con. I hate Halloween. I love Christmas, but I will not go anywhere near Santa. Same goes for you, Easter Bunny. Don't even make eye contact. I hate it. I just kind of stay inside and watch Hocus Pocus. I love fun movies, but I don't like Halloween. I don't like people dressed up as things, and people get stupid and weird at Halloween. I hate it. But so we don't really decorate for Halloween, but I really like him. So I might put him up in October just for fun. I don't know. I haven't decided. I am gonna list him. 100% will list him. If he doesn't sell, he might just sit around and decorate my house for a little bit. So I'm okay if he doesn't sell. Okay, next thing, and this is the last thing that I purchased yesterday. The only reason I bought him is because yesterday I sold a tin. I don't like tins very much because they're beautiful, but they just don't sell. They take forever to move. I finally sold a tin that has been sitting, is a stunning tin. I actually have a sister tin to it that I use to keep all of my loops and jewelry stuff and like my little, you know, basically my little vintage kit. I keep that, and that one's not for sale, but it's a little bit bigger. But I sold the smaller version of that yesterday. So this one I picked up yesterday for $2 because it's listed at $4 in the green tag and it was 50% off. So it says Peak Freen's Afternoon Tea Assorted, and then on the side it says biscuit. So it was a biscuit tin, and it does say on the bottom, by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen Biscuit Manufacturers. So this is one of the official, you know, manufacturers for biscuits for the Queen, which is awesome. It's not that uncommon though. It's not like, whoa, the Queen's biscuit maker. Nah, she basically, the way I think it happens is after the company's been around for a certain amount of time, and after the Queen has given them their, you know, their label of approval, basically, they get a little plaque that they get to hang above the door, and the plaque looks like, I don't know if you can see it, it's the two lions. It's the British crest, you know, it's the Windsor crest. But once they get that, they can officially tell people that they have been, you know, promoted by the Queen, that they're the Queen's official biscuit maker. So that kind of a thing. So I know when a wedding dress is made, they tend to become the official, they get the seal, they get to hang it above their door, in their windows, on their products, all of that stuff. They're just promoted by the Queen, basically. So, or I guess the Queen and family. So anyways, it's a beautiful tin, and I just realized I actually haven't opened it. It is, woo, that thing's got some age. Oh, God, you can smell 50 years in that. It doesn't smell bad. It just smells like 50 years of being closed. So just based off of, and I don't know how well you can see it, but this tin actually has a lot of love to it. So I would probably, I'm going to do some more heavy research on this before I list it. But the bottom is, again, also in rough condition. It looks like it used to be painted gold, and that's pretty much rubbed off. I think this is probably going to be 1950s or 40s is what I'm guessing. But I did do a little research on the company itself, and they've been making biscuits since the late 1800s. They went out of business in the 1980s, so I know that this has to be before the 1980s. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I've got to do a little bit of research on that one, and see what comes up there. Okay. So let's keep trekking. So this is something, and again, the reason I bought these is also because I sold a frame lot yesterday. So I love frames, and apparently it's something that my grandmother used to do as well, and I didn't know this until my mom told me, but I love that I have this in common with my grandmother. I love to collect frames and then group them together so that they are a collection of frames. I don't just buy frames individually, all of my frames go together. So what I started doing a year ago, before I knew my grandmother loved to do this too, was I was collecting frames and then bundling them and then selling them as a bundle online. And I primarily only do vintage frames. Occasionally, and I'll show you in a second, occasionally I will lump in a newer frame that just looks beautiful with the collection. But for the most part, I will collect 3 various sized frames, and if I think that they look beautiful together on a countertop, I will sell them. Okay, so I have 4 frames here, and I still haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna put them together. This is a brand new frame, but I thought it was absolutely lovely. So it's actually, yeah, there we go. It's missing its inner cardboard, so this thing is really loose back here. But this is like a slate gray metallic and then a beautiful gold. It doesn't have anything on the back. There is a stamp, but for the life of me, I can't read it. And over here it says Pata. I have to do some more research on this. I just picked these up this morning. But I got this for $1.99, and it's just a little bifold picture frame. So I think that that's lovely. I might sell that on its own. It does have some wear and tear to it. It could be new. I think it might be closer to the 90s or the 80s, but it's an absolutely beautiful frame. So I got that for $1.99. And I might sell that one, if I can pinpoint a time frame on it, I might sell that one individually because it kind of works as a set on its own. But these 3, however, they're about the same size, and I absolutely love them. So this one I got for $2.99. So this is probably from the 70s or the 80s. Whoop. See if we can focus there. And it's got kind of a, I can't tell if that is real mother of pearl. I think it's, no, that's very fake. Okay. So that's just like a sticker that goes around it, which I'm fine with. I just have to disclose that in the listing. So I got this for $2. You can usually tell a picture frame is older by the back, and the back of this one is maroon. It's got there used to be a stand here, but now it's just a hanging frame. So again, when I list these, I make sure to say this is a standing only frame. This cannot be hung. This is not or this is a hanging only frame. It doesn't have a stand. And I make sure to take pictures of the front and the back. So this is a faux mother of pearl picture frame. So yeah, I think that is beautiful. And at $2, if I were to sell this one individually by itself, I'd probably sell it for about $10 to $12. Probably closer to $10, considering it's faux mother of pearl. So this is an absolutely beautiful one. Another one probably from the 80s or the 70s. And I've still got to clean the sticker off of the back of it. But this one also went for $2.99. And this one's probably from the 70s, I'm gonna guess. It's a very thin, beautiful enameled tin, definitely tin. It still has its stand on the back, along with a vertical as well as a horizontal way to hang it. So these would be, I would probably sell these as primarily a hanging lot. I got this one for $6. I will probably resell this for around the $40, $35 to $40 mark. It's really beautiful. It's in great condition. It's been sitting for a little while, just based on the base. You can see where it's kind of got some dirt and stuff on it. But anyways, it's just lovely. It's got flowers that march up around the edges. There we go. So you can see the pretty flowers and the bow at the top, and it's just really, really beautiful. So I think that that one might be an individual sale for around 30, 35 bucks. So we have basically 2 frames that we're selling individually and 2 more frames that we are collecting for one last lot. So I need 1 more picture to go with those other 2. And then I'll probably sell those for around 45 or 50 as a lot. And we sell, honestly, we sell lots of picture frames, the lots of them for at least once or twice a month. So like I said, they don't sell fast, but we'll sell them once or twice a month. We'll ship out a lot. I just shipped out a lot of 3 last week. So you'll see that in the what sold video this coming Sunday. This is, and we talked about this a little bit in a different video. This is a, I think 1970s vintage AMF head pro, it's a long title, pro tennis racket. I think it's tennis, it's hard to tell though. Made in the USA, AMF, USA patent number, and then it gives a patent number. I paid $4.99 for this, but the ones, I found one that's very similar online and it retails for about $20. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on it just to see if there's, you know, if I'm missing something, but it's in beautiful condition. It's an absolutely beautiful condition. There's a little wear on the inside, but the sweet spot still sounds really nice. It's strung really tight. That's really nice. It's a really nice little racket. So anyways, I am going to do a little bit more research on that. I need to clean the case just a little bit so you can see kind of pin markings. It's obviously been in somebody's bag, you know, maybe work bag or something, and then they go afterwards. Okay, so everything that I got was vintage except this one thing. This is the last thing on our list. And again, I told you I'm playing a little bit with vintage clothing and figuring all of this stuff out. This is not vintage. This is a London Fog raincoat, and it's in absolutely stunning condition. It doesn't smell used or worn at all. It still has the scarf that matches the inside. So you can see the scarf and the inside match, but you can see the original tag, London Fog. It's a beautifully heavy coat. I absolutely adore it. It's a beautifully heavy coat. I haven't quite explored everything. I haven't looked in the pockets. I haven't really done anything, which is interesting. Look in the pockets when you get coats and things, I've noticed, because sometimes you'll find other things. That would be nice. Wouldn't that be fun? Totally empty pockets. That's okay though. That just kind of, it just reaffirms that I just don't think that this has really ever been worn. Anyways, it's an absolutely beautiful piece. Online they tend to retail for just around $100 to $150. So I bought it for $40. So I can at least double what I paid for it, but it's a gamble. We gotta see. I've never bought new clothes before, but one of my favorite folks to watch is Rally Roots online. They do a lot of vintage t-shirts and things like that. They also do a lot of modern stuff. They're kind of eclectic and all over the board, but I love watching their stuff. And I saw that today and I thought, I'm gonna take a gamble. I'm gonna try it. So we're gonna find out. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on it and see if I can find that exact coat online. I wanna double check the tags and make sure I didn't end up with something that is faux London Fog, which I don't think I did, but you know, I'm new. I'm a noob. So I've gotta figure all of that out. But otherwise, that is the haul for the day. We will be doing another haul. I believe I have it down for next week. Let's see. I actually have this on, yeah, because we're gonna do another haul video on Monday. But tomorrow I will be uploading well, I don't know, I got a lot of videos. What can I say? I'm not gonna give you the whole agenda. Either way, I will see you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. If you like this video, make sure you're liking, you're commenting, you're subscribing. We have a lot to go through now that this wedding is over. I can actually jump back into this thing, but I'm really, really excited to show you guys all of the different stuff that we have going on over the next year. So anyways, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.